Hello, I'm Beth. Welcome to my channel, Mindful Yoga with Yogi Beth C. As a psychologist, I certainly know what it's like to sit all or most of the day. So I developed this Lunchtime Yoga series as a series of short standing practices to help boost your energy, boost your mood, boost your overall wellness and mental health during the day. So I'd love to hear what you think. If you want to comment, if you like what I'm offering, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Okay, so these practices do not need any props. In this one practice, we're going to make a small exception in which you want to have a water bottle or a book, something that can stand on its end for something we're going to do shortly. We'll be focusing on balance, both physical balance and mental balance for this practice. You don't need a mat. I do recommend taking off your shoes so you can feel contact between your feet and the floor. Okay, we're going to start with movement and breath. Simply moving our arms as we breathe. Take a firm stance with your feet. We call this mountain pose in yoga, where we're standing up tall and straight, weight even on both feet. And then we'll start to move the arms. You're going to reach forward and breathe in. And as you exhale, maybe a little forcefully through the mouth, pull your arms back. And then we'll reach the arms out. Breathe in, exhale, arms overhead. So that's going to be our pattern: in or out, out, up. I might lose track of which way I'm going. That's okay. We're trying to coordinate breath and movement. So I'm going to go slow. There we go. Go slower until you pick it up. Now, your breath is going to be your own. I'm not breathing out as forcefully when I'm talking, obviously. It takes a little coordination, and that's a good thing. I think I just did front, side. There we go, up. Let's do it maybe 4 more times together. Front, side, up. One more. Let your arms come down. Breathe out slowly. Sigh it out if you like through the mouth. Take a moment to observe whether you're shifting your energy. Your mood might shift a little bit already. The next movement we're going to do, it takes a little bit of physical balance, a little bit of one leg balance. So we'll start with a slow march. You can start with whatever leg you want, slowly lifting up the opposite knee and then settling it back down. So getting used to this idea of transferring your weight from side to side. If your floor, I'm on a low carpet, but if your floor is a little more squishy, you're likely to feel a little bit more off balance, totally natural. Our ankles can start to help stabilize us in this movement. Now, obviously, if we went faster here, this is basically walking, marching, that's easier to balance. So that's why we're slowing it down. We're going to do a 1, 2, 3 pattern where we march 3 times and then we pause and do a little knee circle to get into our hips, because that's an area that gets tight when we're seated. So let's count 3 from this next one. 1, 2, 3, hold, and it's a small knee circle. And again, 1, 2, and now we'll be on the other leg as our standing leg, and a small knee circle there. Continue with 1, 2, 3. If you remember, maybe circle the knee the opposite direction. Honestly, I'm not sure whether I did or not. So we're intentionally bringing our mental awareness, our brain into this as part of the balance. All right, let's do 2 more on each side, and this time let's circle the knees out first and then in, or try to remember. It's a little out knee circle. No worries if you're wobbly, that's part of the exercise. Out knee circle. And then last one on this side, move the knee circle in. And last one on this side, knee circle in again. All right, take that back down. We're going to do something similar, this time with a little bit of an extension of the leg. We'll take out the marching piece. So once again, find your firm feet on the floor, your mountain pose. Let one leg, whatever leg you choose, be your rooted leg. Lift up the knee of the other to start. The knee can be any height, so it could be a low hover, it can be higher. You might actually explore this range a little bit, see what feels more challenging, see what feels like a sustainable range. And then extend the leg any amount. It is completely fine to have a chair or a wall for a little balance help here. You'll still get plenty of challenge, trust me. And this time, we're going to circle the whole leg. Really, you can think of the foot being like a pencil. And it's fine if the knee is somewhat bent. It's fine if it's more straight. So let's circle out 3 times. And then let's circle in 3 times. Trying to isolate that movement as much as possible in the hip socket. Rebend the knee, set it back down. May or may not be a soft landing. Give yourself a moment to regroup here. And then we'll try that on the second side. So make sure that your rooted leg is nice and strong and stable. First, shift your weight a little bit to that leg. Start to bring up the opposite knee. One side might feel more challenging than the other. Again, find your balance. Find the place where it feels maybe a little bit more doable to hold, because you know we're going to do that. And then hopefully this is doable. Then when you find that, extend the leg out any amount. Remember, it can be here, it can be more towards straight. Take a moment to rebalance. You see I'm a little more wobbly on this side. And then 3 circles out. Pretty small, maybe the size of a small plate. 3 circles in. Hold for one more moment. Set the foot down. Appreciate the sense of both feet being grounded once again in your mountain pose. And you can have that be a close mountain pose, a wider stance, whatever feels more stable for you. Okay, so here is where we're going to grab our water bottle or other object. Grab yours. I've got a water bottle here. Something that can be placed on the ground. If you have a yoga block, you could use the yoga block. If you have a book, as long as it could stand up on end, it might be a coffee cup, but actually a little bit of a taller object is going to be a little bit easier, and you'll see why in a moment. Another one-legged exercise. So again, more mental balance or more physical balance, and this one is also going to bring in the mental balance. So choose the leg that you're going to stand on first. Bring a soft bend into the other leg and a hover into that foot. So you don't have to have the knee up in front. You can bend the knee, let that foot hover back. We're going to take this object in one hand, whatever hand you choose. Start to bend the stable leg, hinge over, and we're placing it down anywhere around you. So find somewhere to place it down. Come up, and then we're going to go back down and grab it with the other hand. Here's the mental piece. No worries if you start to fall over or need a little kickstand touching down. When you're ready, we're going to go back down and try to put it somewhere different. It doesn't matter where, but try to place the object at a different place. You might even find that you're using it as a little support. Pick it back up with the other hand. Whew, let's sit down there. That was a lot of work. You'll really feel that in the glutes, the hip joint. Take a moment to experience what that feels like in your body. Let yourself be here with that experience. And then we'll try the other hand, other leg. So you can start with it in the same hand as lifted leg or opposite. It doesn't matter. You know we're going to switch. Find your rounded, your rooted leg. Bend the other. Moment to prepare. And you might look down and see where you're going to place it. Closer tends to be a little more accessible. Further away tends to be a little more challenging. Once you put it down, now you see why I said you need something a little taller. Find your way back up. Reach back down with the opposite hand. come back up, stay on that one foot, take a little kickstand or a pause before we do one more with this side. Find a different place to set it down. And I did my little touchdown there. And then pick up with the opposite hand. If you put it that far out like I did, might be a little bit of a challenge. Go slow. Find your way back up. Woo! All right, and you can set down your water bottle. We won't need that again. Find a place in mountain pose. We always reassess. We always find our way back to our stable 2 feet. We work the lower body a bit in that, so you might feel the energy of that. For this next series, once again, we're going to be working both the mental balance, not as much the physical balance, but a little bit of a physical challenge and a nice little neck stretch to this. So you have options here. You can be in mountain pose as we do this. You can sit down, bend the knees as if you're sitting back in a little chair pose, and I think that's where I'm going to do that. Or the third option, and honestly I have not tried this at all, but it's an option for you if you like it, is to be on your tiptoes. So that really is going to challenge your balance much more. I'm going to be in a little kind of baby chair, a bar stool pose, challenging my lower body a bit, but still being pretty stable here. Reach your arms out toward me and do a little hit your arms, so thumbs up. We're going to keep your left arm reaching out, and then we're going to start opening your right arm to the right, following the thumb with it, and simply going to wherever your gaze goes. So notice a part on the wall, notice how far you can go with your gaze. And then start to bring that back up, and then do it the other side. So follow your left thumb, I'm mirroring you here. Gaze goes back, however far it goes back, and mark that spot, note that spot, and bring it back around. All right, now you can stay in your chair pose or your tiptoe. I'm going to be a mountain. My legs decided that was enough for that, especially with that additional mental energy. So this time we're going to reach the right arm back, but we're going to turn our neck to the opposite direction. This takes a surprising amount of mental energy to do. And then come back to the front and go the other way. So left arm back, gaze goes over the opposite shoulder, back through to center. We'll do it 2 more times on each side. I really find that I have to draw my focus, my mindful awareness in to make sure that I'm actually turning my head in the opposite direction of my arm. Last one here. And last one on this side. And then keep your arms there. I'm going to try to add the tippy toes for this one, see how that goes. Reach your right arm back again, follow your gaze, and notice whether there's any more ability to turn than there was in the beginning. Come back through center. I'm going to set down for a moment here. I'll try the tippy toes again. That's an option. You can also be in that baby chair. And let's go back to the second side. Oop, there goes my tippy toes. And back through to center. Lower the arms. So once we twist around the spine a little bit, it kind of helps us get a little bit more range. I like that exercise for giving us a little bit more openness in our body. Right, last little bit that we're going to do is a baby forward fold. So feet can be hip width, they can be a little wider. I'm going to go a little wider. I'm going to soften my knees as if I'm sitting back in that chair again. This time I'm going to put my hands at the top of my thighs, send my bottom back as I hinge right at that hip crease, right where my femurs meet the thighs. And I'm going to come down to maybe a third perhaps a little bit more. You can think of this as like a coach position, or maybe like the catcher's position. I'm going to let my upper back, my head soften and round a bit here. And as I do that, perhaps my hips lift a little bit, my legs go a little straighter. I'm not really focusing on that. I'm focusing on a little bit of a supported, because the hands are on my thighs, supported forward fold release. If you have a desk handy, you can also do this with either the arms extended on the desk or like this. Let's take a few more breaths here, fueling our body with the breath, noticing any changes, any shifts in awareness from this short practice. And use your hands to help you walk back up your body, return to your standing position. So that was our practice for today. This is the Lunchtime or Office Yoga series. Check out more from this series for me, or if you want a longer practice, I have more options for that as well. I hope you enjoy that. Please comment, subscribe to my channel, tell me what you think, and have a really good rest of your day.